Hi. So today is the 35th day of my weight loss journey, and I am like 2 days away from my next weigh-in. So I've had a plateau for the last couple of weeks. That's been frustrating, and I'm sure it's my, although sugar and gluten free, rather carby diet. As you can see, I'm back in my uniform. Like I said, I have 4 or 5 of these. I think I misplaced one, but with healing from my shoulder surgery, they're just really easy to wear. I mean, some days I get dressed, but if I don't have to go to physical therapy or if I don't have to go somewhere else, I don't get dressed because it's painful. Trust me, it's painful. Even though I can like slip these down and step out of it because they're so stretchy. That's why it's so comfortable. It's soft. It's stretchy on my incisions. Um, it's still painful. So I'm still recovering from the surgery. I'm only 6 weeks out. And 6 weeks was enough to recover from my gallbladder surgery, but bone surgery takes a lot longer, I'm finding out. So I still have restrictions for 8 weeks. I can't lift anything. I'm still not supposed to do dishes. I'm driving a little bit, but boy, does that hurt. I mean, I never realized driving took so much strength. I mean, I got to shut the door and reach for the seatbelt and reach for the steering wheel and use the signal. It's a lot that I never realized, but I'm doing it. I only drive when I have to physical therapy. That's what the doctor said. And only around town because I really don't have the dexterity and the strength to do a lot of highway driving, all the turning and changing lanes. Oh, the pain would be excruciating. But anyway, um, I am looking forward to hopefully breaking my plateau this week. I still had a really carby week. That's a real challenge. But I've been really trying to do better. I try to not eat carbs like too often in the day. I'm still going overboard in that one time a day that I eat carbs because I gotta eat carbs sometime during the day. I love them so much. But it's no sugar or gluten. So I'm trying to have it be as healthy as I can. And only one meal, a few carbs. I still gotta tighten that up, but it's better than I was doing. So I didn't do too bad today. So let me start out with what I ate today because I wanted to talk a little bit about um, closet eating today. Because there's so many people that suffer from that. I mean, fat shaming is so big in our society. You would not believe. Well, I'm sure you would. I take that back. People that just feel so comfortable talking to me about my weight. I mean, I'm always like taken aback. Um, I know they mean well, so I really try to be kind about it because I do think of some little snarky little comments to make back, but I restrain myself because it's our society that has made fat shaming okay. And people really do think they're being helpful. I don't know how they don't realize that it's not helpful, but I really do think they're motivated by good things, but it's not helpful. Anyway, um, I'm going to show the same picture I showed yesterday because I ate the same thing. I had made this big plate of green beans and fish, and I just divided it in half. So this is what I had for breakfast. I really tried to eat a healthy breakfast today, which was a healthy low fat protein and a low carb vegetable. And I did pretty good. And that breakfast was pretty hearty. I really didn't get hungry until pretty much dinner time. Now I went to physical therapy in between that time because um, physical therapy is quite painful. and everyone's different how they react to pain. Now, I don't take pain pills before I go to physical therapy because I'm sensitive to them. I'm on Tylenol 3 and I'm a little spacey, and that's probably not going to be very helpful when I'm doing it. So I don't eat for a couple hours before I go because when I'm in a lot of pain, I throw up. Sorry if that's TMI, but so I kind of stretch out my meals on physical therapy days. And then um, I'd never advise going to the store hungry or, when you've like went too long between meals, but I wanted to get something to make like a nicer dinner to reward myself for the PT, reward myself in a healthy way with healthy food, not junk food like I used to do. So I was looking for something healthy that I liked that would be like a treat for dinner. My thoughts were red peppers. I love red peppers. I love them raw. So that's what I was thinking. But of course, it didn't quite end up that way because um, old habits die hard. Now, I didn't break my sugar and gluten thing, but I did get some kind of junky. I'm ashamed to show this, but I've got to be honest. I bought this bag of these cheese twists because I read the ingredients very carefully, and there's no gluten or sugar. A lot of other junk, but not that. And I didn't have that much. I had like two handfuls, which there are a lot of air, so I'm not going to try to justify it. I do think it's important not to go too far overboard and say, well, I'm never going to eat junk food again. I'm not going to say that. I can say that I'm quite sure I'm not going to eat sugar or gluten again, but am I going to eat perfectly all the time? No. And you've got to make allowances for that. Because if you go to the other extreme, you're going to eventually rebel and want to eat something good. So I say decide on what is non negotiable. For everyone, that's going to be different. For me, it's no sugar, no gluten. And from there on, I'm going to try to eat things as healthy as possible, as low carb as possible, but not one of those crazy Atkins where fat is unlimited. No, just because carbs, I think, stall weight loss for me and fuel my appetite. So the more low fat protein I eat, the more low carb vegetables, salads I eat, the more steady my blood sugar stays and the less hunger I have. But no, I'm not on one of those low carb, high fat diets. No, I don't think that's very healthy. So for lunch, I had the cheese curls. And then I decided that rather than eat more of them, I was going to stop and make a nice, healthy dinner because I skipped lunch for physical therapy. And so I took the time to make myself some more fish in the George Foreman grill and a nice, beautiful salad with mixed greens and black olives and avocado and tomato and goat cheese. And the dressing, I had just a little drizzle of olive oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's pretty healthy and that's pretty low carb. So that kind of helped me not to eat more of the cheese. I did not have more of them. And with that, I had another can of my diet pop with some Splenda, which I'm trying. I don't think, see, it's got 0 grams of sugar. I don't think diet pop and diet drinks are that healthy for weight loss either. But again, I'm not going to go to extremes. I'm not going to eat, raw celery all day. I'm going to have a little few treats here and there, but in very modest amounts. So I just decided to have that today. And I had, after that, I was still kind of hungry, that dessert thing. And so I made a chocolate peanut butter shake with some cashew milk that had unsweetened. I don't ever get the milk substitutes that are sweetened. It has no sugar in it. And a banana, a frozen banana. and 2 measured tablespoons of sugar-free peanut butter, organic peanut butter, and 1 scoop of unsweetened cocoa. That's pretty good. It's a very good treat. It's very chocolatey and the peanut butter is very good. Now, like I said, I don't weigh and measure a whole lot, but I do weigh and or measure high fat foods like my heavy cream or the peanut butter, or the goat cheese. I do measure that because I mean that those calories can quickly add up. So that's what I had for, like, I skipped lunch, like a late lunch or dinner. And that was I was pretty okay with that. But when I came home, I went out somewhere, went to the store, and I went to the store because I was invited to a potluck tomorrow. So I got some iced tea to bring because that's what they asked me to bring. The friend that invited me is really kind and nice and a sweet person. So they thought carefully about a suggestion for me to bring that wouldn't be hard for me because of my shoulder. I thought that was so thoughtful. That really meant a lot to me. I was going to try to get my daughter to help me make something, but she said, you know what, just bring some iced tea, and that way you don't have to cook anything, and that'll be your contribution. So I went to the store to get the iced tea because I gave it to her ahead of time because in case I'm kind of late, because I'm taking my mom. And as I said, I take care of 2 disabled people, my elderly mom and my autistic daughter. And my mom's walker dependent, so she moves kind of slow. And sometimes she's slow getting dressed. And so if I'm late, everyone's not going thirsty because I'm not there. So I got it early. And then when I came home, I was kind of hungry. I don't know. I don't know if it was going to the store and seeing all those delicious displays, but I was determined. And this was a real test for me because I keep talking about I got to tighten up my program. I can't eat so many carbs. So I decided I'm really going to make that effort. I'm not going to eat something carby. So I had I had some greens left over from the salad, actually not that many. So I just put on a plate with a few olives and a slice of the cheddar jack cheese, um, or Monterey Jack, whatever that spicy cheese. Um, and it was actually pretty good, no dressing, because I had my gallbladder out a few months ago, and I have to be careful with how much oil I eat because if I eat too much, I get sick. And I'll spare you the details of how I get sick. But I already had a salad earlier, and then I had the green beans with the butter. And yeah, I thought I pretty much had reached my oil limits for that day. I didn't want to get sick. And the cheese had enough fat. So I will admit that wasn't the easiest thing going down, just kind of some raw, plain lettuce leaves. It was the mixed greens, though. They're very good. I love mixed greens. Um, and some black olives and some cheese. So it wasn't terrible, but I'm pretty proud of myself because, and then I stopped eating. And I wanted to talk about closet eating because um, I it came to my mind with those Cheetos because I was kind of embarrassed to come here and say I bought it and ate it because I have been sticking with the no sugar, no gluten, but I've been pretty much making healthy choices like the gluten-free oatmeal with stevia, and I made crepes once with some frozen strawberries and fruit-only spread. And I've been making pretty good choices, not really junky junk food like the cheese twists. That's pretty junky, but I want this to be really honest. And so I showed it. Was I tempted to not show it? Yeah, but I'm not going to do that to all of you. I want you to really see a very honest weight loss journey to give you encouragement to do it because I've done that. I've tried the only whole foods and I'm not going to eat any, and it never lasted because I would start to ration, well, it doesn't have sugar in it and it tastes really good, and then I would eat it and then I would feel like a total loser and a total failure. I'd feel really bad about myself. It depressed me. And of course, then that led to that thinking, oh, well, I already blew it. So why not enjoy myself just a little bit more? And then I'll be really strict again tomorrow. And that just was like a never ending cycle. So I'm not going to closet eat anymore. I don't have to be ashamed to eat some junky type of foods I enjoy in moderation. Did I eat the whole bag? No. I shared a lot with my daughter, and there's half the bag left. Neither of us ate a lot. Should I be ashamed of that? No. Um, I think any weight loss journey has to have some treats. Again, in moderation, not every day. Hopefully, I'll get to the point where I no longer like that food at all. I'm getting much better. I really am. It's making it's getting easier to make good choices. I'm making better choices. Like the little cherry and apple pies. I don't really have the desire for more. They're very carby, they're delicious. But I'm thinking, is it worth it to stall my weight loss and hit this plateau? No. But am I occasionally going to want a little bit of a treat? Yes. And it's okay. My absolutes are no sugar and no gluten, and I have stuck with that. And I've been able to stick with that because I've been reasonable and sensible in everything else. So don't be ashamed if you have a little bit of something that's not the healthiest health food in the world. And when you get out of that closet eating, that shame from eating those things, you won't be so tempted to have the I already blew it, so I'm going to have a little bit more and I'm going to be perfect again tomorrow. And that can be just a never ending cycle. I did it. I mean, I'm saying that from experience. So don't be ashamed to have a little treat every once in a while. The less you do that, the easier it's going to be. But don't set yourself such high standards, unreasonable, that you're going to eat perfect, healthy, whole, natural, organic foods forever, because that's kind of difficult to go from a junky, unhealthy diet to a perfect, healthy, whole foods, organic diet. And then when you eat something, you're going to feel really bad about yourself. I mean, that's a horrible feeling to feel. And looking back, I feel sad for myself. Why did I feel like such a horrible low loser because I ate something. I didn't take a drug or break a law or anything. It's the shame that society attaches to being overweight. And we really have to fight against that. We have to eat healthy because we care about ourselves, not because of what someone else is going to think of me. And if someone's going to judge me for those cheese twists, well, I'm sorry. I ate them. I'm honest about it. I'm not proud of it. I am going to try to do better. But I ate them in moderation and I get right back on my healthy eating plan. So, um, that's how the day went for me. I'm interested to see how tomorrow's going to go at the potluck. It's going to be another real test. The pizza thing was a big test. So now this is going to be another big test. So I'll be sure to tell you guys how I did tomorrow. Hope all of you had a good day. Okay, bye.